Just like we talked about in the beginning with the relationship expert and their advice to the 50s couple, we're going to take a few minutes and explore the modern day relationship science. Now, over the years, from work in labs and in therapists' office, the relationship experts have helped couples in their relationship problems. Because people still follow that same pattern, they meet, they match, they learn to adapt, and then marry, their marriages end up with a lot of mismatches. They end up with a lot of compromise and friction in work. And the relationship expert faithfully assists them in learning to compromise and fight fair and agree to disagree and understand that arguments are healthy and so on and so on. You'll have your ups and downs. There'll be times when you love each other and times when you detest each other. And if you just work at your relationship a little bit, it'll all be better. Note compromise, friction, and work. That's going to come up often. I want you to memorize that. Compromise, friction, and work. These are the tenets of the typical traditional relationship. Compromise, friction, and work. The relationship experts faithfully perform their duty of advising couples. Over the decades, their stature's grown. They become the oracles of relationship. Within 50 years, the relationship experts become so successful that they branch out. Not only do they help couples in trouble, but now they also tell singles what to expect. I want you to write that down. Relationship experts have branched out from helping couples to telling singles what to expect in their future relationship. We, the experts, have seen where relationships go, and you, the single, need to understand what to expect. We're telling you now, relationships require work. Somehow the advice to couples crosses over into criteria to singles for forging new relationships. Let me say that again. The advice to couples having difficulty somehow crosses over into becoming criteria for creating new relationships. Let's take a look at an example of what I mean by this crossover from assisting couples to training singles. I was reading one of these relationship experts the other day, one of his books. And in one of the chapters in the book, the relationship expert is sitting down with a couple, giving them premarital counseling. And in this session, he tells the couple that they're going to discuss conflict and anger resolution. The couple tells the expert that they basically don't have any conflict. They've never really had a heated argument. And the relationship expert looks at them and says, "That's too bad. I'm really sorry to hear that. You're probably not ready to be married." Now the couple is sort of stunned. They don't really understand why he's saying that. It seems to them that having a relationship that doesn't have a lot of conflict is a really good thing. But to the relationship expert, the couple's concept that they can have a relationship without any conflict, that doesn't have any heated arguments, it's just not possible. It's too idealistic. He believes that couples need to understand how they're going to resolve their conflicts, how they're going to deal with anger before they're ready to get married. It's a foregone conclusion. You are going to have difficulties. And if you're not having difficulties, then you're either naive or you're delusional. The relationship expert's advice to couples in trouble somehow becomes advice to couples who aren't even in trouble or haven't even gotten married yet. Now, this is clearly crossover, and it has a profound impact. I want you to think about the profound impact of this paradigm. The relationship expert is setting the expectation of what you should expect and accept in your future relationship based on the troubled couples that he's seen in counseling. You see, the experts believe that every couple will be in some ways inherently incompatible. They believe that to make these couples strong, to make these relationships strong, people will have to struggle through those incompatibilities to achieve mutual understanding. They believe that the struggle will make the relationship strong and that it will bond the couple together. In essence, they believe that great relationships are not natural. They believe that great relationships are built over time. In the clinical model, relationships are constructed with a mix of love and understanding and effort. Doesn't that sound a little bit like a 1950s partnership, a long-term built relationship? From their humble beginnings of working with couples in trouble and helping them to stay together, we end up with books and articles and interviews telling singles that they need to expect compromise, friction, and work. And we follow their advice. We singles follow their advice. We follow their books and their television shows and their articles, when the truth is that the best that the relationship expert has accomplished in their 50 years of work is a 50% divorce rate. Is 50% a stunning success? Why do we listen to them at all? Do you put your stock in any other expert that has a 50% success rate? I don't think so. Yet we take their advice like they're the kings of relationships. Think about this. When a relationship expert tells a single person that they need all of these relationship survival skills, what they're telling us is how not to fail. We, the experts, have seen where relationships fall apart, and this is what you need to do as a single to keep your future relationship from failing. I'll let you in on a little secret. Telling someone how not to fail is not the same as telling them how to succeed. Whenever I think about a relationship expert and their approach that presumes relational difficulties, I'm always left with a question. I wonder what the relationship expert's definition of soulmate is. Here's the takeaway. The relationship experts help couples in trouble. And somewhere during their time, they begin to tell singles what to expect. They tell singles to expect compromise, friction, and work. And in doing so, they set the de facto bar on the best that relationships can be. They set the de facto bar on the best that relationships can be. In the next segment, we're going to discuss whether this relationship expert advice to singles helps or hinders our search for our soulmate. And that's up next.